What can you tell us about your collaboration with Angelica and Nwandu on the screenplay?
Well, Angelica, I met through an organization called Peace for Kids. It's a nonprofit organization in Los Angeles, California. It works with foster youth. She's a former foster youth, and she was a writer herself, and she was essential in the partnership to help me make sure that I was always portraying these characters with honesty.
What should be for you a good collaboration between a director and the main cast?
Well, I think I have it.
Yes.
I found it. What about for you guys?
I think a good collaboration between a director and an actor would be a director who likes to listen and take ideas from the who likes to take ideas from the actors, as Jordana has done in the film, to listen and help create a character. I personally like rehearsal time to practice before we get, so we could talk about the character and develop the character more. And that's what we did for this film. So.
Jordana, how did you find such young and excellent actresses? Dominique, Fishback, and Tatum all are so perfect on the screen and give such powerful presence to their characters.
Thank you so much. Dom, I had my eye on for a little while. We had actually worked together very briefly before on a TV show, and then and I was very interested in following her. And then I went to go see a show that she wrote and was performing. It was a one-woman show, and she played 22 different characters.
Wow.
And at that moment, I thought, this is an extraordinary person. And then at the same time, my casting director said, the person I really think that you should absolutely see for this part is Dominique Fishback. I'm her fan. So it was like all signs were pointing to Dom playing the role.
Nice.
And then for Tatum, we had a very long casting search. We saw, I think, between kids that had never acted before and kids that had acted before, around 1,000 kids. And when she came in, she just, she had the mixture that Abby has of this ability to be fiercely intelligent, sarcastic, confident, and then also able to access her emotions. So for me, she was Abby right away.
Where have you shot mainly this movie, and in how many days?
We shot it in mostly in Staten Island and Philadelphia. Yeah, Staten Island, sorry. New York and Philadelphia, and we had 28 days to shoot.
Which moment for the actress are the most difficult to play on the movie?
Which moments?
Yeah.
We like to talk about the beach. How do you say beach in French?
Mm-hmm.
Plage.
Yeah. Because it was really cold and
the water was
freezing, and we had to pretend that it wasn't as cold or as rough as it was.
Yeah, the waves were really strong.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah, so that was probably difficult because after we would be in the water, then we had to come sit on the sand and do this like emotional scene talking about our father when I'm like this, but I have to act like I'm not cold,
The hardest scenes were when we were on the beach. Like Dom said, when we were on the beach, the only hard part was I kept getting washed up on the shore, so I would scrape myself on every single piece of sand there was. Also, the hard part was when I had to, the beginning of the movie where I had to smoke because my throat was like killing me because it was like really bad, so those were the...
So don't smoke, children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great lesson.
What can you tell us about your collaboration with the composer Matthew Robert Cooper on this film, and how have you worked with him?
Well, so he was, he's made a lot of music under the name Illuvium, And I was a very big fan of Alluvium, and I listened to them a lot, especially in the writing process. And Angelica and I even wrote one of his songs into the script. So when I approached him to see if he would create original music for the film, and I showed him a rough cut, and he appreciated what the film was trying to say, and so we took it from there, and it was a beautiful collaboration. He's actually in Portland, and I was in New York, so it was all by distance.
Jordana, you have worked as an actress on a lot of series: My Boss, Dexter, The Mob Doctor, The Good Wife, Rain Spot. After three short movies, Nightcom is your first feature film. Can you tell us why you have waited so long to give such a great and emotional movie?
Oh wow! Thank you so much. It took me a long time to realize that the way I could be active as a storyteller was behind the camera. It just took me a long time to. I'm a late bloomer. It took me a long time. I think that maybe we need more role models of women behind the camera.
Yes, of course. Dominique, from the excellent HBO series The Dutch to this movie, what can you tell us about your process to give life to a character? How do you find such powerful inspiration to be nearly perfect on screen?
Nearly? No, I'm joking.
Merci.
For the French, nearly is perfect.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you, merci. Well, I like to listen to music.
Yes.
I like to journal, like write a diary as my character. And I also like to use flashcards, little cards where I write every scene of the movie, and I'll put it in a particular color. So if it's thinking angry thoughts about maybe Angel wanting to kill her father, it'll be in red. Or when she spends time with Abby, it'll be in purple because that's like a lighter color. And the same thing for Darlene on the Do side, just journal as a character, and when I do that, I'm able to connect a thought. So when I go on screen or with the person, I'm able to have real ideas about the person that I'm in the scene with, that I think Darlene is having for that person. Thank you.
Tatum, Marilyn, this is your first movie. What can you tell us about this first experience?
My first experience was amazing. Knowing that you can work with such profound people, it just makes you happy because you're just starting off and you already have this great, amazing people who are going to work with you and help you since this is your first experience. So it was great, especially since everyone was nice. They were awesome people, and the film was so well put together. So it just became one awesome time of my life.
Aww.
Nice. Dominique and Tatum, Marilyn, we feel a real link between your character. How have you worked to create such a thing, such link?
We had rehearsal, like practice at Jordana's house before we started filming.
Okay.
So that we could have, we could get to know each other and have a relationship. And also, we tell this story that Tatum would think that I was mad at her, and I had to explain to her that Angel wants to commit this crime. She has a mission, and so I want to think those thoughts. I want to pay attention to what Angel needs from me. So a lot of times I won't be playing with Tatum or playing with Abby, so I think that actually helped us. Because now on a bus, when I'm like, stop doing that, it feels very real.
Yesterday, it was your first American Film Festival, Deauville. The movie is actually my favorite as the official competition. Did you expect such success here?
I was thinking about that because I wondered how would the French people respond to this movie? It's in English, you have to read subtitles.
Yes.
I suppose that you guys are used to reading the subtitles.
Yeah,
but what I think was so great about this film was all the quiet moments. So you could actually see the look and the relationship between the characters without having to read the bottom.
Yes.
So I think that the silent moments and the music really helped this film.
Perfect. What is for you the main thematic of this movie? The family, forgiveness, the childhood?
For me, it's about human connection.
Yes.
Yeah. You
For me, it's about family because overall the whole thing was Angel, Abby, and the father were all family, and one action of one family member caused the other family members to break apart. And it shows that even though that you have problems, at the end of the day, you guys are still family, even though one has done something that is just unforgivable and disgusting and rude of them to do. But I feel like at the end, because Abby was so adamant about getting Angel to have a day with her, it shows that family is so important to each other when you don't have each other and when you just need that sense of love since you don't get it every day.
What kind of advice could you give to someone who would like to work as a director or as an actor?
Say that again?
Sorry, what kind of advice could you give to someone who would like to work as a director or an actor?
Yeah, go for it.
I would say to write your own material.
Yes.
Yeah.
For actors, for me, writing my one-woman show gave me opportunities for people to see that I could do more than what they imagined. And I think she wrote this film as well, so what did you say?
That's exactly it. It's that, for me, one of the most difficult things about being an actor is that you're largely in a passive role. You're waiting for...
Yes.
Or maybe you're actively seeking them, but at a certain point you have to wait for somebody to give you something in order for you to express your work and do your work. And the more you can take ownership and take action in creating that work, there's a kind of relief that comes with that because you're in the driver's seat.
I would say, like Jordana just said, don't wait for people to give you your opportunity. Like, get your own opportunity. So, like, if you wanted to be on a certain show, find the casting director, find all the events that they're having, go to those events, try to give the casting director an idea of who you are, and maybe show them something that you have been working on so that you have a shot of at least of the casting director or the people who are making a film of saying, you know what, I want you to audition. You might not get the part, but still you at least try. And that's the most important part about acting. You can't just sit there and be sad that you're not acting yet if you didn't even try.
And my last question, what are your current projects?
For me, we just premiered Ozark a few days ago, the Netflix show that I'm acting in. And now I'm just, I'm writing and exploring a few different ideas. So back to the basic sort of that first stage of scratching at all the ideas.
Second season of The Deuce is coming out in the States on September 9th. And on top of that, I'm a writer as well, and I just finished writing my first feature film that I'll have Jordana read and give me some notes and suggestions, and I want to do my one-woman show again. It's called Subverted, and it's about the destruction of Black identity in America, and I think it's really important right now, especially in the States, so I'll be trying to get that up in theaters.
I will be in a Danielle Brooks music video called Black Woman. Also, soon I will be going to Germany for the Lucas Film Festival for children.
Before night comes on.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.